So my son asked me for personal development for Christmas, and I am in a multi-part series telling you about what happened. So we talked about in the last video his spiritual development and what we did there. And the next thing we wanted to talk about was personal development. His challenges in personal development: consistency, time management, right? Motivation, like him just really not feeling motivated to do much, and really working through that. I think there's some spiritual elements to that. So we addressed those things. We prayed about those things. And then there's some practical things. And so we read books that were able to help us with that. The very first book I had him read was 7 Habits of Highly Productive People, because that is one of my favorites. I just feel like any person that is on a personal development journey should read that book. And then he read Atomic Habits, and that book was very helpful as well. And then for what he did practically, he actually really kind of fell in love with Notion. And it's like a software that you can utilize. He purchased a kind of day-to-day productivity like gamified way to run his day, and he spent like a few days customizing it and building it out, and that's what he used to kind of gamify his day. And so he knew exactly what his schedule was, and he can mark off like what he did that day, and if he worked out, and if he went and did his work, and if he read his Bible, if he prayed, and he kind of gamified his success for the day. So that was helpful to him. And then things were going well with those two layers, with the spiritual development and the personal development. And in the beginning, we didn't really do much outside of that. Yes, he wants to make more money. Yes, he wants to learn about trading and some other things, but I really just wanted him to have some foundational principles in place before we started layering on you trying to figure out how to make money, okay? Because I just feel like let's have a foundation first. What I found during this time was he did well as long as everything in his life was the same. Like he was in his optimal schedule. He had a part-time job at the time, so his optimal schedule with his part-time job. He wasn't traveling. Everything. No, there are no visitors in town. Like it's like it had to be this perfect symphony for him to have a good week. And if anything, when I tell you, if anything was different that week, he fell off his game. So like this was back when the snowstorm hit, or ice storm really. Ice storm hit Nashville pretty heavy. And it's like, he didn't do anything. He was like, oh, I couldn't really, because he doesn't work well in his own house. He likes to leave the house. It's like, I couldn't leave the house. And it's like, I couldn't get into, and it's like, hey, we need to address that. So let's talk about that in the next video.